Hi, a self-esteem lesson this week is avoiding tacklers. And avoiding tacklers means this. It's the nature of the call, it's the nature of the contact, it's the nature of the request. In other words, someone might say to you, who are your clients? Impress me with your clients. Show me that I belong in your client list. That you have clients that say that you are justified in working with me. And instead of trying to tap dance around the room or get backed into a corner and draw a sword, I suggest you simply say, I'm sorry, my client list is confidential, just as you would be. But I never reveal my client list. And of course, these days, privacy is very important. I just don't reveal them. If somebody says that they'd like a reference, all right, well, I need a reference. I need references to work with. You say, look, I'll tell you what. I don't like to bother references more than I have to, just as you wouldn't want to be bothered. But if and when we get to the proposal stage, if you still need a reference, I'll be happy to give you one before you sign anything, before you make any commitments. How's that? Now, of course, by the time you get to the proposal stage, they'll be so happy with you, and they'll be so delighted at what you're proposing, and the trust will be developed to a certain extent that they won't ask for the reference anymore. So what you're doing here is you're avoiding tacklers. You're avoiding questions and comments and requests that can tackle you. Tell people that the invoice is payable on receipt. Too many people are losing money because they don't collect their money fast enough. So I'd say to people, your terms are due on receipt, not net 10, not net 30, certainly not net 60. Tell people that it's simply your policy. What do you mean you get 50% in advance? It's my policy. We get 50% in advance. That's what everyone does. You could say to people that this is not the time or place to discuss this. That's a later conversation. Or it's a private conversation. It shouldn't be done here. If you ever get a very rude question or comment, and somebody says, why would a woman be doing this job? Aren't you awfully young to be doing this? Aren't you awfully old to be doing this? Why is it I've never heard of you if you're so good? These are all rude questions, some illegal. But your response should be, why do you ask that? What makes you ask that of me? Don't feel obligated to answer. Now, I've used business situations. In social situations, you can use the exact same approach. And somebody says to you, why on earth would you pick that restaurant? I understand it's awful. I'd say, well, I don't know if you've been there, but apparently you haven't, and I have. And every time I've been there, it's been wonderful. Maybe you're listening to the wrong people. In a social situation, somebody might say, I really disagree with your opinion at what's happening at this meeting. And you say, well, I appreciate the fact you disagree, but that's my position. Somebody might try to change the subject or accuse you or digress. And you say, it's not the time or place for that. Why don't we discuss what we hear at the Parent-Teachers Council to talk about? Why don't we discuss why we're here at the Planning Board to talk about? Why don't we discuss the budget of the Little League, which is what we're supposed to be talking about? So professionally or socially, personally or in business, you need to be able to avoid these tacklers. And if you just master some of these techniques, you'll feel in control. What people are trying to tackle here is really your self-esteem. You need to be a more adept runner to avoid them.